All
right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming in and I guess really learning. My name is LaDawn Yazzie. I'm the Tribal Public Health Educator. I'm here doing what I can to provide some information regarding some of the health initiatives that we're trying to implement around the community. And so one of the observance that we've been looking into was osteoporosis and arthritis. And so this month, the month of May, is the National Osteoporosis and National Arthritis Month. And so looking into the information, I'm really looking at health from a nutrition standpoint, but also from a wellness standpoint. So trying to bring in different types of foods or different types of topics to address or to share. So one of the things that I was looking at was a recipe for swordfish. So the background for osteoporosis and arthritis, one of the foods we want to increase is vitamin D foods and then also calcium. And over time, there's been, I guess, a little bit of challenges with processing vitamin D foods with Native Americans. Native people are lactose intolerant, as well as Asian Americans in the Asian community. So together we have this high prevalence of osteoporosis. And so I wanted to find a recipe that would be beneficial. And I was looking at swordfish, I was looking at salmon, but then it was brought to my attention that there's a lake nearby. And so lo and behold, we got a hold of some rainbow trout. And so here we have a recipe that I'm going to share with you, but also another recipe we're going to share is another beneficial recipe that has sardines. So the theme here is pretty much fish. We're going to have fish today. So hopefully you're going to enjoy the recipe that we prepare. I want to thank the Martinez family for bringing in the trout. We have trout here. And so being from the desert, I was really surprised to find that the foods locally are beneficial, they're helpful, they're delicious. I was able to prepare some of the trout myself, and I prepared this recipe. So I was really happy that it came out well. It came out really good. So first of all, I have a prepared amount here, but one of the pieces here, I just want to show, if you can see it here, is trout. It was fabricated from the initial. So we have a good demonstration or a different. So it's fabricated into fillets. So we have a few fillets here. And so I'll prepare that really quick. And so what I have are dry ingredients. So we have thyme, oregano, and then we also have parsley. And so what's going to happen is I'm going to take this recipe and this ingredient. They've been filleted. And so I'm just going to go ahead and season of these pieces here. I don't know. So I took a little bit of these ingredients. There's about a tablespoon for 4 fillets. I'm not going to use all of the seasoning here. And so I'm just going to season each of these fillets. Oregano, parsley, and thyme. So really like an Italian seasoning. And then I'm going to season it with some salt. So you want to put a generous amount on. And I have my dish here preheating. So you want to get this your skillet up to like a medium high heat. It's still working up to that temperature. The ingredients I use, I have an olive oil here, and then I'll finish it off with another fat, a little bit of butter at the end. That will be the finished product. But this recipe is a trout with garlic and lemon butter sauce. Yeah, it's about ready. So what you want to do is add a little bit, about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of olive oil or canola oil, vegetable oil, that'll work too. So you might be asking why you're adding butter to a healthy recipe. What we're focused on is the vitamin D in the trout. So we want to encourage individuals to consider more vitamin D in their diet. Sometimes you can get this from dairy. You can get vitamin D from dairy and calcium from dairy. And so you want to put the fillet side down, skin side up. If you can see that in the... So you want to cook that for at medium-high heat at least for 3 to 5 minutes. And most of the items I have here is pretty much pressed. So I have that going. Sure. So what I did here was, I'll probably talk you through what's happening here, is some of the recipes for the fish, for any types of fishes, come together really quickly. So a lot of the times you want to have your sides already prepared. So a few side items that we have are going to be rice and then also broccoli. So some of those are the ingredients that we're going to have accompanying this recipe. So while this is going, I'm going to turn skillet on. So this will take about 3 to 5 minutes, and then I'll flip them over, and then I'll finish it off for like another 5 minutes, remove them and put them on a plate, just as I have here. And so the ingredients at the bottom, the little bits and pieces, I'll leave them in the skillet. I'll add about 2 tablespoons of butter, and then I'll add the garlic, and then I'll add a little bit of lemon juice, and that's it. That's the recipe here. And so what happens is we have a little bit of a kind of a little sauce here. So this is already made up, and so that's what I'm going to add. So this is ready prepared. It's ready to go. And so all you're going to do is you're going to put it over the top of the trout here. So it's just going to go right over the top here. And then you can finish it off with more seasoning. You can add, a little bit of parsley, fresh parsley. That can go there. I don't know if you want to see that. So that's the finished product. We have about 7 fillets there. So that's the final product. And then the next recipe I'll put together or demonstrate is going to be a kale Caesar salad. So one of the interesting facts about looking at arthritis and osteoporosis, one of the benefits which everybody is capable of doing is exercise. You're capable of exercise. It's one of the modifiable lifestyle changes that you can make. It's one of the changeable lifestyle changes you could apply or include in your daily routine. So about 30 minutes of maybe walking, stretching, yoga, you know, just something to keep active is going to be beneficial for your joints and for your bones. So a lot of impact on your bones is what's beneficial, and that's what's really creating, allowing your muscles to be, or your bones to become stronger. Because what happens when you look at your bones under a microscope, there's little holes in your bones. And what happens is, as you age, those holes get bigger without vitamin D and calcium. So what happens is, over time, you end up fracturing and then creating, you know, cause broken bones or hairline fractures. So that's what you want to prevent. So together with vitamin C and vitamin D, those allow your calcium allows vitamin D to absorb into your body. So that's one of the things I wanted to add in there, was that's beneficial. As far as the exercise go, every 1 pound that is every pound that you have, it increases your weight by 4 pounds on your knees. So if you lose a pound of weight, then you remove about 4 pounds off of your knees, because that's taking most of the brunt of the weight that you have in your upper body. So that's just something to keep in mind, is together with healthy foods, healthy meals, and then also physical activity is your, you know, in balance. You want to make sure you have those working together and synergistically, so that, you know, overall your health and wellness over time, you know, you have that benefits your health. So these look like this. Does anyone want to tell me how else they prepare their trout here?
Bake it.
Make it?
Bake it with lemon. And with lemon inside with the foil.
Okay. And then as far as everyone have them in fillets, or do they have them in the whole?
I usually put them in the foil.
Oh, okay. That's good to
Or
know.
fried.
Yeah. I could see this, you know, in putting it in the oven. So all the ingredients may be in a foil or in parchment paper, and then putting it in the oven. I could see that happening too.
Grill.
What's that?
Cook mine on the grill.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
okay. So while that's finishing off, so I got about 5 minutes here before I make the sauce. So I have that there. I will start on the kale salad. So we have potassium here in the kale. We have our vitamin A, K, and C. So this is a really good recipe, I feel, is good for your body. And so what I have, more vitamin D, which this is anchovies. A little bit goes a long way. It has kind of I feel like it has a fishy flavor to it, but just a little bit, like I said, will go a long way. Instead of using any particular type of fat, I'm using plain Greek yogurt. So this is kind of our thickener. So this is about, we limit it to half a cup, which is good, which is all right. So what happens, I realized I made this recipe the other day. This recipe will last about 3 days in your refrigerator. But what happens, I realized, is the lemon will break it up because it's an acid, and this is they won't last for very long. It doesn't do a really good job in the fridge. It says 3 days, but it didn't really go well. Just a little bit. Use Dijon mustard. You can use regular mustard as well. Add a little bit of chopped garlic as well. This is just raw regular garlic. anchovies going in. And then we have a little bit of Worcestershire sauce here. This is our vitamin D. So there's quite a bit of salt in it, but instead of having it in a big fillet there, you can have, put a little bit in here. But again, like the vitamin C, we're looking at the vitamin or the calcium and the benefits of the AD, potassium. And then I'm gonna add the juice here, citrus juice. You can use lime juice and lemon juice. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can see this here. So just really a simple dressing. And then I'm going to add the Parmesan cheese. So just a side note for the history of Caesar salad. I remember looking up the different recipes. So how Caesar salad, the history of Caesar salad is that it was, there wasn't enough food in the refrigerator, or not the refrigerator, but there was not enough food in the community. So they gathered the ingredients that they did have back in the olden days. And what they had was really like spoiled milk, spoiled dairy. They had stale bread, and then they had lettuce. They had garlic. So that's a little bit on Caesar salad. And then I'm going to add the lettuce here just to demo the mix here. And then I have a little bit of croutons. I'm going to add a little bit of tomatoes. A little bit of dressing. And I'll just go ahead and mix this here. See what it looks like. So I'll just go ahead and give that a toss. And you can add more. I prefer to toss the salad in a separate bowl because sometimes you take too much dressing. So you kind of have every lettuce's leaf is probably coated, and that's all you want to do with your salad. So that's all I have for our demonstration. So this will be finished off. I'll plate it on the side, and then I'll add a little bit more butter and more lemon. I'm going to go ahead and take these out. And so the recipe says to remove the skins, but that's totally up to you. When I made this recipe, what I did was I kept the skins on, and I thought it was pretty good, but I think everyone's a little bit different. I'll just remove these, and then I'll add the garlic here. I have a little bit of chopped garlic. I'll add that to the pan. You want to keep all the bits at the bottom. And here's the butter, which I'll add. You want to melt that down till the garlic is pretty much translucent and cooked. You smell a little bit of a nutty flavor here. You want to give that maybe about 2-3 minutes. Scraping off the bottom of the bits off the bottom of the pan. for the sake of television, maybe you can smell that, right? Smell-o-vision? You should smell this. Then I'll add the lemon juice here, and this should thicken up. You can add a little bit more salt if you want, and then it just pours over just as we did here for the example. So that's it. That's our lemon, butter, and trout. All right. That's all I have. If you have any questions.
Can you share the recipe?
Sure, I can share the recipe. I actually have a recipe card going out with the senior center, and then there's also a little bulletin on what we discussed: osteoporosis and arthritis, the benefits, it's the syndromes, the signs and symptoms. So I'll share that with you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
3-minute meal. You to be the next native recording.